Hello, this is Father.Son.Galaxy. I am Kerwin, and this is Keith. Spider-Man Brand New Day opened July 31st and has broken records at the box office. So far, the film has earned almost $1.7 billion worldwide and is receiving critical acclaim for its direction, writing, action, and performances. One scene in particular has gone viral on social media. It's the moment when a bystander just walks along a city street who seems concerned about Spidey's well-being, then begins an intense conversation with the bystander revealing Spider-Man's true identity. The moment lasts only a few minutes, but it's unforgettable, and moviegoers are raving about the performance of our guest, Niyi Akin. In addition to acting, he is also a director and a singer-songwriter. Niyi, welcome to Father.Son.Galaxy.
Hello. Glad
Hello.
to be here.
Yeah, this
Nice
is
to meet you.
this is a true honor. Congratulations on the film.
Thank
I
you.
know the movie's only been out for 2 weeks, and I know your life has probably changed very quickly.
Definitely.
Yeah. How are you managing to change?
I think kind of just taking every day as it comes. I think Spider-Man was a great opportunity, but I believe that every day is an opportunity. So I'm just taking every day as it comes, what can I do today? And that's kind of just how I manage with it.
Yeah.
Why did you want to become an actor, and where did you go to study that craft?
I wanted to become an actor because I would watch movies, the same movie, in about 40 times. So I'd watch like different movies 40 times in a row. To the point where my parents were actually quite worried. My mom kind of used to let me, but my dad would be like, okay, this is great, but maybe we should like let him play some sports and all that kind of stuff. So I just would sit at the TV and just watch it till I was completely blue in the face. And I remember watching my brother act in a school play. And I was like, the bug hadn't bit me yet, but it was kind of just meandering around. And then my mum signed me up for this LAMDA class where it's 1-to-1. And that is when the bug completely bit me. And I was like, I am never going to look back. This is absolutely what I want to do. Then I went to a school called the BRIT School. And then that was a drama college / drama school for like people who were in like sixth form. So like 16 to 18. And then after that, I got into LAMDA, which only 30 people get in out of 4,000. So it was really rigorous to get in. And I graduated in 2021, and I've just been since then just working every year. It's been pretty good so far.
Now, are there any roles or characters that have stuck out to you that you'd like to play in the future?
I like Kang. I do like Kang. And I also do like Miles Morales. But yeah, I'm quite an open book. Don't really mind. Yeah, I don't really mind. And I'd love to work with Ryan Coogler, and I'd love to work with Christopher Nolan, or Michael B. Jordan as well. I just really like them all as like different form of filmmakers and what they do, what they bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, this is amazing. I was looking through your Instagram and I saw a picture of you as a little boy. You were holding up Spider-Man action figure. And I believe you mentioned that one of your dreams was to be in a Spider-Man movie or maybe be Spider-Man. What is it about that character that resonates with you?
Yeah, I think it's a character that kind of resonates with us all. It's kind of like there's a Spider-Man in us all. There's something that is special about every one of us from the moment that we are born. And it feels like it's a big secret that we have this thing that we don't really flaunt it about, that where we have this thing that's special about us, whether it's a talent, something. And I think what I love about Spider-Man is that the fact that even though he is powerful, he's still human. Like, he's, for me, one of the most human superheroes, that he still needs people to be strong. I think you can't do this thing that we call life on your own. You need people, and that's what's so like amazing about Spider-Man.
You know,
Yeah.
like he's resilient. He just keeps coming back, and I think that's the
beauty of his character.
Yeah, that's the beauty of his character. That's what we need to learn, is that when you're down, it doesn't matter. You know, you get yourself back up, which is wonderful. How were you introduced to Spider-Man? Did you what was your first Spider-Man film or cartoon that you watched,
or even comic
book that you read? Yeah.
I was introduced to the Spider-Man cartoons first. There's two that I particularly used to watch religiously. It's like I think the first cartoons that were made that a lot of people have seen. At the time, it was on like Cartoon Network. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the oldest. And then afterwards, I also really enjoyed the one where it was about, I think the Triangle of Three. That was Spectacular Spider-Man. That was Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, and I really enjoyed Spectacular Spider-Man as well. And yeah, that kind of led me to the Tobey Maguire films, and then the Andrew Garfield films, and then the Tom Holland films. And to be honest, I have watched every single one of them at least 15 times minimum. Sometimes I've said it. I think I've said it before. I'd have it on like whilst I'm doing like whilst I'm hoovering or I'm cooking something. Yeah, I'm crazy.
So you're like a huge fan, huh?
Yeah. Proper.
Walk us through the audition process, and how did you eventually get the role of David?
So it started off with my agent sent me an audition, and she said to me, it's either Avengers or Spider-Man, but I don't know what it is. So take a look at the script and just work with that. And to be honest, they had dummy sides because, as you know, the Spider-Man fans, the Marvel fans are the best people and the craziest. So they will find out what is going on. So they had dummy sides. I can't talk too much about the dummy sides, but I kind of was looking at the script and it just had the DNA of a Spider-Man movie. And I looked at my mom and I was like, this is for Spider-Man. And I was really excited, but at the same time, really nervous, because normally I like go to a lot of my actor friends that kind of help me with learning lines and unfleshing the character. But to be honest, they work quite a lot just like me. So they were actually really busy doing theatre jobs and series and movies. So I didn't have anyone really but my mom. So I drove her crazy, learning the lines and just trying to get into the character for myself, and what the scene meant. And when I got to the first round of the audition process, it just felt really good, like incredibly good. In fact, I actually said to my agent, I don't know if I could have done this any better. And she was like, well, that's good, but you know, you just never really know these things. And then the second round, we had a chemistry test. Again, without revealing plot points, I can't speak too much about that. But the test again was just a lot of repetition, and a lot of trying different ways of playing the scene. I just get a random call from my agent. How you doing? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then she was like, so, and I was like, what? Why are you leaving it so long? What's going on? She was like, you're gonna be in Spider-Man. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like I couldn't believe it. So
Wow.
and here we were. I was just on the next, it was literally I think a week afterwards. I was doing all sorts of stunts that you've seen on my Instagram that was to do with the film.
So when you signed on to play the character, did they give you a last name or sort of backstory to help you figure out what you were going for?
No, actually, there was no name. It was originally young adult actually, but Destin was like, like I really like the way that you're doing the scene, and we feel like you should have a character name for this. So that's actually how it happened.
So to that point, you're playing a New Yorker with an American accent.
Yeah.
Did you learn the dialect for the movie, or did you have some training prior to filming?
Yeah, so actually we in at drama school we have this thing called an accent exam. And it's just a thing that classically trained like drama schools do, and you pick 4 accents that you want to do. And I picked the Manchester accent, the Jamaican accent, the Kenyan accent, and the New York accent. That's what I picked. So when it was time, I was like, I've been doing this since I graduated in like 2021. So I've been doing this for like five years. I know how to do a New York accent. So it fell in my lap quite nicely, to be honest.
Can I tell you, I actually grew up in Brooklyn, New York. So,
Wow.
and my wife is from the Bronx.
Oh, wow.
So we were familiar with.
Yeah, this is a bit of a setup.
Yeah. No, we were familiar with the accent, and obviously you got the role, and it's being talked about. So, what is it about this character that is getting social media so excited about talking about it? Because something is different when you come on the screen, and you say just a simple line. Your first line, if you wouldn't mind saying it, but your first line was such a simple line, but the way you delivered it. So let's just talk about the first line. Can you tell us what the first line was?
The first line was, "Yo, Spider-Man, you okay?" That's what the first line was.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's not just the first line, obviously. How much of screen time do you think you had?
It was like 2 minutes, I think. I think
2
it was
minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
So you really had a full dialogue, conversation with Spider-Man, the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's, of course there are other characters that have that interaction with Spider-Man, but something about you just being this bystander, just coming up to Spider-Man.
I had no idea that I was going to be in the trailer, because a lot of people were kind of speculating that I was a particular character. So I had no idea I was going to be in the trailer. My cousin actually was at work. He's got nothing to do with acting. He just texted me like, "Bro, you're in the latest trailer for Spider-Man." And I was like, what is going on? Like, and I was actually a little bit afraid, because I was like, oh God, everybody knows now. But what happens if I get cut? Like, that was what was going through my mind, because it's such a huge film. And not to say that, it was an absolute dream working on Marvel. They make everybody, down to supporting artists, they make everybody feel important. But sometimes, for the sake of the story, it might not make sense to have my bit within the story. I'm just grateful to the Most High, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. And then, were any of your scenes cut from the film, or is everything that's on the screen is all you record?
Yeah, no, literally everything.
Everything.
Everything. So I was like, wow, like They
Yeah.
kept everything, and it is literally a miracle.
So, how was your experience working with Tom Holland and Destin Daniel Cretton?
Yeah, honestly, it was an amazing experience. I think they have such a lovely partnership on set. Um, and I think because there's no hierarchy on set with the way that they behave, everybody is just, it's like a big football team. And we are just trying to we all care about this thing, which is Spider-Man, and we're just trying to make it happen. I think my favorite part of working on Spider-Man was definitely talking to Tom Holland about the Odyssey, um, and how his experience was in terms of that, and how it's like the hardest thing he's ever had to do. And, I think just kind of seeing that he's just, really human kind of also made me think like, okay, like I can really get through this day, because, Marvel set is very, very, very fast. And to be honest, when I met Destin, he was kind of, first thing he said was like, I was really impressed with your audition. I didn't even know you were British. Um,
We
um,
didn't
Yeah.
so he was like, just go out here and just have fun.
And once the film premiered, who was one of the first people to come up to you to say, you really did a great job?
Yeah, actually, Tom's younger brother, Harry Holland, we actually were in the same year at BRIT School together, because me and Tom went BRIT School together. But he was like 3 years or 4 years above me, so we never actually crossed paths. But his brother was actually, who's a director, was in my year, and we did cross paths quite a bit. Went to the same parties, all that kind of stuff. So he was actually one of the first people to go, wow, that was something, which was really nice. And even on set, to be honest, I just didn't really pay any attention to it. But Destin, after my scene, was like, yo, everybody was coming up to me saying, who is that? Who is that kid? And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. You guys just guessed me. I feel like I was just like, oh, just kind of locked in to like the whole, I just got to do my best job. But, it feels like it paid off, because people were saying that on set as well. So yeah, just ecstatic really with the turnout. I was taking a cab from my friend's house to the station, and I literally just opened the door. Straight away someone was like, what, no, you, Spider-Man? I was like, oh yeah, I am. And he was like, can we get a picture? Like, yeah, that is definitely happening a lot. And I think it's really which I find kind of touching, kind of like people are just really hopeful. So I want to say that there's no small roles, only small actors. Even going bigger than that, there's no small opportunities, only lack of faith, So
I like
that
that.
I think that's what has really spoken to people, because that's the type of things that people have said, like, with that small thing, you've done this. Like, I hope that I continue to just do what I'm doing. And they're not even actors. So I feel that I think that's been the biggest highlight for me personally.
Yeah. I know you have a production company. I want to talk a little bit about that and
Yeah,
just hear the story behind the name Ignorance Prevails. What does that
absolutely.
mean? Yeah.
Well, knowledge is power, but I feel that as you grow older, not all the time, but as you grow older with experience, it's a blessing to get older first and foremost. But as you grow older with experience, you get more knowledge. And sometimes this knowledge that you acquire, you can start building walls of doubt as, for example, I can't do this because this is in my way. And I can't do this because this obstacle of life is in my way. But the ignorance of a child always prevails, they're just going to go for it. They're not going to ask any questions. They're not going to say, "Oh, I can't do this." They're just if they want something, they will go and get it. So that's why we say ignorance prevails.
Very profound.
Yeah, I like that.
So amongst being a director and an actor, you're also a singer. Could you tell us a little bit about that side of your career?
Yeah. So I think I've been making music for a long time now, and I think definitely the highlights of my career is working with Blairy Hendricks, which is a producer who produced for the likes of people like Jay Huss, and opening up for Burna Boy at the Wembley SEC Arena, and going on a tour with Attic and Lay Gold. Music definitely was like my first kind of love that I put action on. So like when I was 9, I would like be singing to like Michael Jackson. I'd be doing all of it, singing to Michael Bublé, singing to Stevie Wonder, Neo. It's just Chris Brown. Yeah, honestly, I just was kind of stuck into music. I'm kind of, the way I would just describe myself is I'm a storyteller. I'm an artist. So I've always not allowed really people to kind of label me as a particular type of thing. I just love telling stories, and some take priority. Sometimes my films take priority. Sometimes acting takes priority, and sometimes music takes priority. But everything about storytelling, I love it.
That's wonderful. I have one final question for you. So here you are. Here's this $1 billion movie that you're in.
Almost two.
Yeah. What's next for you? Are you getting scripts now? Are you reading scripts? Can you tell us what's going to happen next?
I can tell you what's next on the acting and filmmaking front. I'll start off with filmmaking. What's next is I have another short film I've directed, and a feature film that I'm going to be starring in. I'm the executive producer of, which is really exciting, and will be coming out at some point next year.
Okay,
we'll look out for it.
And that's kind of a filmmaking and acting front. But on a just acting front, I'm working on a really exciting game, but I can't say where it's from. I'm under NDA for that, but I can say I'm working on a game because my voice agent said I can say that. But yeah, I can't say what it's from. The characters in the game, you do know. You definitely 100% know. But
okay,
yeah, that's what
I'll keep that one in mind.
But this is like, I think gaming definitely is oh my god, it's animation. I'm a huge fan of anime. If you can see my shirt,
oh, there you go.
Gojo. Nice.
Wow.
So I'm a huge fan of anime, and I've always wanted to work in animation, and this is like my first step into that world through this game. And when we're in the studio, it is like, the freedom of it is incredible. You get to literally write the script with the people that are making this game. As in, I'll be acting and I'll be improving, and they'll be like, actually, I think you didn't say what was on the script, but that just sounds better, so we're just going to put it in. Alongside a Japanese actor he's doing the subbed, I'm doing the dubbed. And it's just, it's so exciting. So exciting.
Wow.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, I believe that's all. You're always welcome here. Anytime.
Yeah. No matter how big you get, don't forget about us.
No. This is now, after meeting you especially, this is now like, I hope to do this interview regularly. Definitely.
Yeah. This is truly an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you.
Yeah. And where, if you wanted people to find your Instagram page or learn more about your music, where should they go?
If they want to find out my page is Luwani Story. That is LUWANI Story. And if they want to check out my music, it is just Luwani. Yeah. And then my production company to know what kind of films I'm going to be making next and starring in, that is Ignorance Prevails on Instagram and TikTok.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to tell everyone where they can find us?
Sure. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Father.Son.Galaxy. Our website is Father.Son.Galaxy.com. We have a merch store, Father.Son.Galaxy.myspreadshop.com. Yeah, Patreon. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Father.Son.Galaxy.
We're on all the streaming platforms, at Father.Son Galaxy. We're pretty easy to find. Yeah. So once again, Niyi, thank you so much. This is truly an honor.
I think this is one of our greatest interviews.
All the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thank you so much.
We will. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
All
and
right.
thank you everyone for watching or listening to this episode. That is Niyi Akin of Spider-Man. Yeah. Thank you so much. Until next time. Take care.
Bye.
And we will see you again.
Oh, we were out of sync.